good morning, or good afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome to the breakdown. Episode 653. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, 653. It's Friday, and apparently the world's coming to an end, according to every single weather channel that I've tuned into. Okay. I will not be reporting on the weather. I will, I will not be reporting on the weather. Apparently, though, there are people stating that there are trees that are out there right now that are blowing up. Apparently, from the cold weather and shit. So I don't know. It is what it is. Whatever. Welcome to the breakdown, episode 653. We're back. It's Friday, January 23rd, 2026. I was about to say January 23. Like an idiot. I was about to say that. Anyway, I don't know. All I gotta say is New York. Apparently, either we're going to get 0 or we're getting like 34 inches of snow. Okay, New York is. My luck, we're getting 34 inches of snow. Okay, we're gonna get 34 inches of motherfucking snow. That with my luck. By the way, shout out to TikTok. TikTok got sold to an American company. The American side of TikTok or subsidy has been sold off to an American company, I think Oracle, and two other companies. So TikTok is here to stay, and we can grow together. We can learn to love each other. We can continue to have this romance. That's right. We're here to stay. Now, I don't like to take credit for things, but I think that ever since I came and showed up to TikTok, I think they understood that, hey, okay, we got to take care of our own. Trump understood. I got to take care of my own out here. So they let TikTok stay, and we got a deal done. God bless America. God bless America. God bless, like the background right now. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her. You know what? Since I have the background going here with the flag, the beautiful flag, the greatest flag on the entire planet, maybe, just maybe, we go ahead and sing the national anthem. Maybe we just sing the national anthem. Or we say it together. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God. Go ahead, Chad, do it with me. Do it with me. Come on. Chat, I need TikTok and I need Twitter and YouTube. Indivisible, let's go. Good. With liberty and justice for all. God bless America. Anyway. And I'm proud to be an American. All right, let's get to the news, man. Let's get to the news. It must be the haircut. I don't know. It must be the haircut. I'm growing out my hair. I'm growing out my hair so I can braid it. That's where I'm going with it. All right, let's get to the crypto news real quick. Crypto's again, it's choppy. It's choppy out here, and I believe it'll continue to be choppy until we head into next month. Great news in Davos. You know, a lot of people are talking good things, and they're talking about crypto and they're talking about Bitcoin. But honestly, I can care less about what the suits are talking about. By the way, I excuse myself from that conversation. I love wearing suits. I don't like, even though my dress down gear is A plus. I'm just saying I've been rocking a suit for a very long time. Anyway, let's get right to it. Bitcoin slides back towards 88,005, but now it's at 90,000. So again, we're just going back and forth here. We're like playing tennis. Okay, we're playing tennis out here. Playing tennis. Nah, I don't want nothing in my pocket. I used to put the little hanky in the pocket, but now I leave it. I let it be. The move comes as precious metals are ripping. By the way, precious metals are ripping. Did y'all make a mistake? Did a lot of people here make a mistake and not go into silver? Did you go into some random shit coin instead of going into silver? First it was gold. Now it's silver. Guys, are you looking at copper? Are we looking at copper? Are we going to sell off our assets in crypto and go into copper? Who's with me? Who's with me? Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time to go into copper. Fuck it. Copper, platinum, titanium. Fuck it, all of it. I fucking knew it. But thankfully, this is what I talk about. This is one thing that I talk about. I'm exposed to all markets. That's what diversifying means. It doesn't mean stay in crypto and diversify into like from Bitcoin to altcoins to meme coins. That's not what it means. Okay, it means get a few plays in here, good plays, get some good plays in the stock market, get yourself Tesla, whatever, Amazon, whatever you fucking like. Go outside, buy some land, diversify. That should be the fucking word today. Let's keep going though. The move comes as precious metals are ripping, gold strong, silver making a historical move over $100. Peter Schiff is gooning off right now. Peter Schiff is literally in his bathroom gooning off. Okay, telling himself, I knew, right? Peter Schiff is looking at his mirror right now. Peter Schiff has cleaned his mirror for the very first time in his life. I love you, Peter. He's cleaned his mirror, okay? He's put on some new underwears and he's looking straight at the mirror and he said, I told you so. I told you, I told them, they didn't listen. I told them precious metals would send much higher. I'll have Peter on next month. This will be a wonderful conversation as he tells me all about the records that precious metals are setting. I can't wait. Can't wait for that conversation. Well, I really do hope, though, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and everything else in this motherfucking sector starts performing so I have something to go ahead and box with him with. Okay, I need some hands to throw with him. Have Peter Schiff get me in a headlock. Capital is rotating towards hard assets in a risk-off mood. So that's what's happening there. Obviously, you can see, look, old school cats are going straight into the safest assets. And, you know, to them, what they know besides Bitcoin, and let's put Bitcoin to the side. I love Bitcoin, but let's put Bitcoin to the side. They're not going into Bitcoin yet. Some have, but they're not going into Bitcoin yet. They're going into what they know, okay? And what they know is precious metals. During times of uncertainty, you go into precious metals. That's how they've grown up. And they're going to go into gold, they'll go into silver, they'll go into copper, platinum. I don't know. They're going to go into all these precious metals. But what I've been saying, I do believe, and I think this is what I told Peter Schiff. I know for a fact that there will come a time that a lot of people will start shaving. For those who hold gold and silver now, they'll shave profits and they'll put it into crypto. I really do believe that. And the first thing that they're going to go after is Bitcoin. They will go after Bitcoin, and then they'll go after some old coins. Okay, that'll happen. We know that'll happen. Anyway, this continues the macro control the tape theme, where crypto is reacting to geopolitics and monetary uncertainty. Okay. By the way, congratulations to Trump. Trump just got Greenland for free. The bases on Greenland are all free. He's not footing the bill. We're not footing the bill. We're not footing the bill. I believe, though, that is a strategy to, within the next few months, to have Greenland become a part of the United States of America. It's all strategy. I can see Trump just offering $700 billion and saying, here you go. Here's $100K per citizen. And here's some money for you, Denmark, because you really don't need this shit. You don't take care of it anyway. Okay. And we'll take care of you. I can see them striking a deal where the United States of America protects the Danish, because the Danish got no army. Okay. The Danish don't got no army. They just don't want to look like a bunch of pussies. That's it. They don't want to look like pussies. Let's call it for what it is. ETF demand flipped hard, $1.6 billion in 4 days. Spot Bitcoin ETFs saw over $1.6 billion of outflows over the last 4 trading days. Okay. $1.6 billion of outflows. Do I care? No, I don't give a shit. Also being reported, Bitcoin ETFs have posted $1.19 billion in weekly net outflows, with January still slightly positive overall. So there you go. And a KuCoin ETF flow snapshot today cited Bitcoin spot ETF outflows of 32.2 million and Ethereum spot ETF outflows at 42 million, with Solana ETFs slightly positive. So what does this mean? You guys are like, what the fuck is he talking about? What does it really mean? ETF flows have been the backbone of Bitcoin doesn't care narrative. When flows go negative, Bitcoin starts trading like a true risk asset again. But it's okay. This is where you want to be. This is fucking game time. Okay? This is the pre-game. Go get your balls. Go find your balls. If you don't got your balls and your wife got them, go ask your wife or your girl or your man for your balls back. It's game time, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to rip upwards. If you're not ready, it's nobody's fault but yours. Don't blame an influencer. Don't blame a KOL. Don't blame your grandmother. It's your fault if you're not ready right now. Regulatory story. Stablecoin yield equals political grenade. It is being highlighted how the market structure debate is causing havoc, with banks and lenders pushing back against stablecoin rewards yield features. They argue it can pull deposits from the banking system. That's the fucking point. That is the goddamn point. The Clarity Act is not for just the banking system. It is for DeFi. It is to unbank people. Unbank yourself. That's what we've been talking about in this goddamn industry for so long. The banks do not want you earning anything. Nothing. They want you earning what they think or believe that you deserve to get, and that is nothing. And then on top of that, most of you who have bank accounts, you pay maintenance fees. They want to continue to collect maintenance fees while using your money to trade it and make more money, but never cut you a commission check. So it's not let's dance with the banks. No. It's go fuck yourself. That's what we say about the banks, because the banks have done absolutely nothing to help out any single generation of Americans and beyond Americans from seizing the opportunity to win out here. That's why I don't give a shit about this goddamn bill being passed. I'd rather have no bill than this bill that basically advocates for the banking system to rule and to have DeFi go to zero. And is the United States not learning? Is the United States just not learning? You guys, we're talking about we want to be the crypto capital of the world. What are we talking about? How? How is that going to be done? How exactly is that going to be done? Well, you have other countries that are opening their arms up to have innovators and tech come towards their way, investors come towards their way. You are pushing investors out. We don't want to be in bed with the banks. I don't want to be in bed with the banks. I don't want to be in bed with Jamie Dimon. So the bill is trash. The Clarity Act only gives clarity. It only gives clarity to the banking system. And you could say it gives clarity to retail. That essentially you can go fuck yourself, retail. You're gonna be visiting our branches still, and you're gonna say and do what we want you to do. That's what they want. They want control, full control. They never wanted crypto to die. When you guys come on social media and you start talking and yapping, oh, they wanted to kill crypto. They didn't want to kill crypto. They wanted to control crypto. There's a huge difference. They never wanted to kill crypto. You think Jamie Dimon wants to kill crypto? No, he wants to control it. What good is it if you do not bank with Chase anymore? What good is it to have private bankers with no private people to go ahead and bank with? That's not what he wants. That's not what Bank of America wants. That's not what Wells Fargo wants. That's not what the institutional players want. No. They want full control. They want full control of everything. But we shall not give up DeFi. We cannot give up DeFi. I don't give a shit. And our leaders out there, our so-called leaders, they can't go ahead and say, okay, let's take the bill and then we're going to work on it. No. Once the bill passes, you're fucked. There's no changing the bill. The bill stays. 1 or 2 amendments here, but that's it. The bill, the meat of the bill will stay. And this bill is as bad as Obamacare. Coinbase side is basically the Senate bill has fatal flaws, including how it treats rewards plus limits around SEC flexibility. So, I mean, Coinbase is saying, like, look, go fuck yourselves. Like, wait, this is not what we signed up for. And I'm surprised because Coinbase is in bed with BlackRock. So I'm very surprised that Brian's taking this stand. So kudos to you, Brian. Brian's taking a stand. I like that. I like that. Columbia law, this was analyzed today, framed the issue clearly. Stablecoin yield programs can incentivize deposits, flight away from banks, which is why it's becoming such a hot button fight. I'm going to say this again. Columbia law just came out with a thesis stating that, and it frames the issue clearly, which is stable yield programs can incentivize deposit flight away from banks. And it's true. We're trying to unbank ourselves. Bitcoin was created for not us to sit here and sing kumbaya with the banking system. No, it was created for us to get away from the banking system. The banks get bailed out, the people don't. I'm gonna say that again. The banks get bailed out, the people never do. The people never get bailed out. The banks get millions of dollars, billions of dollars. The people get a fucking $1,000 stimulus check. That's not a bailout. And what's funny is the people bail out the banks. We don't give a fuck about the banks. I don't. What has the banking system done for you that you care about them? What has the banking system done for you that you want to go to bat for them? I see some Democrats that are just saying, absolutely not. I don't want the Clarity Act. Even if it was written the way it was written in the beginning. Crazy. Crazy. The banks just rob you. The banks completely rob the everyday consumer, the blue collar worker. They rob with their fees all over the place. Credit card fees, 30%. ATM fees. If you're not using, especially if you're not using the branch, fees, more fees. Can't send money to family members overseas on a Saturday or Sunday. Got to pay extra to go ahead and send. Charge $5, $10, $20. This shit does not benefit any one of you guys. Not a single person. You're with Bank of America, you go use a Chase ATM, you're getting destroyed with a fee. It's crazy, man. So basically, stable coins in translation for anybody who's just showing up, stable coins are turning into bank competitors. That's why Washington is fighting so hard over the rules, and that is true. And look who's fighting for the banks. I want you to look at the amendments that have been made to the Clarity Act, and I want you to look carefully at who's fighting against the Clarity Act. Who's fighting against the people? I want you to look very closely as to who is fighting it. Who's making addendums to the goddamn bill? Go look. Go look. They're fighting hard. They're fighting hard. So the people, you imagine people controlling or having control of their money and allowed to make money on their own money. You imagine how fatal that is to the banking system? That is fatal. That is fatal. That is bad. That is horrible. They don't want that. Shout out to everybody tuning in on all the social media networks. Again, I know I've been repetitive, but we are closing in on Facebook and Instagram, where Instagram and Facebook can join us on this show every single day from Monday through Fridays from 12 to 2 p.m. We are closing in on finally getting it done. Shout out to the TikTok crowd. The loudest crowd is TikTok. I got to give a shout out to TikTok. I know a lot of the Twitter heads sit back and they watch the show. They watch me as they're working out. Well, only like a few people are working out, but the rest are sitting back. They're playing PlayStation 5, Call of Duty, or they're playing Grand Theft Auto 5, and they're listening to me at the same time. So they don't have time to go ahead and Okay, I get it. Respect. But shout out to TikTok because they come out. They're able to go ahead and eat fast food, Doritos, have a joystick in their hand, and somehow type at the same time. TikTok and David Gokhshtein, and I hate talking in the third person, but we have come to a truce. And look at here. For some reason, I got a warning. Gifting suspended and live visibility restricted. This behavior is not in line with our policies. Gifting is suspended in this live for 10 minutes. Reason? Inorganic. What? What? I'm asking for gifts? I didn't ask for no goddamn gifts. Oh my goodness. TikTok under new ownership. I'm already getting banned. Additionally, this live is restricted in recommended searches for this period. Learn more in TikTok. I'm appealing this decision. My live does not contain the content mentioned in this notice. Boom. I don't know what the hell you talking about, bro. What the fuck was that all about? Who here is from the banking system? Raise your hand, TikTokers. Which one of these TikTok son of a bitches? Which one of these TikTok son of a bitches is a part of the banking system? I want to know right now. Who in here is a relative of Jamie Dimon? Because that's the only name I mentioned. I bet you Jamie Dimon put in the call. Jamie Dimon put in the goddamn call. Anyway, welcome to the breakdown, episode 653. Let's go with what's happening in the financial markets. U.S. equity fund outflows show investors went defensive. Reports are out here, and they state U.S. equity funds saw $5.26 billion in outflows in the week ending in January 21st. After a prior week that saw $28.17 billion in inflows. The reason? Investors reduce risk exposure due to geopolitical tensions and tariff threats. That's wild. Even with the outflows in equity funds, some sectors still pulled money though. Financials, they're plus 1.5 billion. Metals and mining, they're plus $904 million. Healthcare is a plus at $615 million. So you still got sectors cooking. 6-7. Honestly, I don't know why I got flagged by TikTok. I didn't even do nothing. I'm not even unhinged yet. You know what's the craziest part? I'm not even batshit crazy yet. I didn't even get started. This is crazy. Maybe it's because I went ahead and started singing God Bless America. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her. That's right. All right. All this, what does this all mean, ladies and gentlemen? The meaning, people didn't just leave risk, they rotated into safer and inflation hedge areas. And like I said, it was what I said in the beginning. People went and took their money to gold, they took it to silver, they're taking it to copper next, platinum, all the precious metals. Okay, that's where they're going. That's where they're going. Oh, Canada. I know the Canadian anthem. I know the Canadian anthem. I know it better than the Canadians. I bet you Carney don't know the Canadian anthem. He knows the anthem of the CCP. I'm good looking. I'm ridiculously handsome. I know crypto. I'm smart as hell. My IQ is through the roof. And I can sing. Think about that for a second. And I can sing. And I can steal your girl, your wife. W in the chat, 6-7. Markets are bracing for a spicy Fed meeting, though. Global market theme preview the flags here. First Fed meeting of the year. Continuing US-European tension. Multiple major earnings next week. Apple, Microsoft, Meta, Tesla, etc. So the translation here, ladies and gentlemen, for those who don't understand what the fuck I'm talking about, volatility isn't going anywhere. Everyone's trading into major catalysts. That's it. But I have a feeling we're gonna have some good reports, man. Fuck the Fed. Fuck the Fed. We don't need how about the Fed take their asses to Canada? We don't need you. Give us back our money. Goodbye. Kick in the door, wave in the 4-4. All you heard was DG, don't hit me no more. Kick in the door, wave in the 4-4. All you heard was DG, don't hit me no more. This goes out to you and you and you. Biggie. Your reign on the top was short like leprechauns as I crush so cold Willie's rap. Let me stop, because I don't know what gets me banned on TikTok. And I can rhyme. And I can spit bars. I can spit bars. Who are the top 5 greatest lyricists of all time? David, and David. Your reign on the top was short like leprechauns as I crush so cold woolies, thugs, and rap. Can get that ass. No. I'm the rap phenomenon, Don Dada. All right, let's keep going. All the outlets are reporting on Greenland and its saga, and it matters even if the tariffs have cooled off. We have Reuters, a liberal media outlet. Morning Bid essentially says investors may move on quickly, but the bigger lesson is that policy risk is now unpredictable and off ramps and can appear suddenly meaning nothing feels final. Yes, we have Trump in office. We don't know what Trump's going to do. That's right. You know what? I'll tell you right now, nobody knows what the fuck Trump is going to do. I don't even know what Trump is going to do. I kind of got some sort of reading on what I think he could do, but this man, he does what he wants. Okay? He does what he wants. Gavin Newsom, he wants to come all the way to Davos. He wants to talk shit about the man, the myth, the legend. Okay? Our version of Ric Flair standing at the podium. He wants to go ahead and talk shit. Good. Guess what? Trump smiled in his face, but Trump didn't let him into the America House. That's right. He didn't let him into the place of the Americas in Davos. He made that motherfucker sit outside. And they asked him if he wanted something to eat. The rain on the top was short like leprechauns. Why did Gavin Newsom bring knee pads to Davos? Why did he bring knee pads to the World Economic Forum? He said it was for Trump, but I think it was for Gavin. I think Gavin got some ashy knees. I think Gavin got some worn out knees. And it's not because of playing sports, unless you consider that a sport. Somebody said the greatest rapper of all time died on March 9th. Shout out to the Locks. Shout out to the Locks. Jadakiss. All right. The Breakdown, episode 653. Look, let's keep it let's keep it 100 here. Let's all keep it 100. I'm sure you got your favorite influencer. I'm sure you got your favorite KOL, but I'm neither a KOL or an influencer. I'm a personality, and there is not one personality that you can find on here that delivers the news like me, that delivers energy like me. You love me because I wake you up in the morning like coffee. And now that you learned that I sing and I rap, what can't I do? What can't I do? American flag. The last thing I need to do, ladies and gentlemen, I am talking live from the Oval Office. You might be asking yourselves, well, if you are in the Oval Office right now, the scenery is kind of off. Ladies and gentlemen, men and women, children of all ages, the one thing that I have not done yet is ran for the highest office in the land. And in 10 years, I will. That's right. You are looking at the next president of the United States of America. And I promise you, whether you're a Democrat or you're a Republican, Independent, Green Party, Red Party, Purple Party, Libertarian, I will hear you. But if you do not use common sense, I will deport you. That's right. To that state-of-the-art maximum security prison in El Salvador. That's right. Some people actually say that me and the president of El Salvador look alike. I don't know about that. I just don't know. But I will say this. I will travel the world and I will make peace, or I will continue to make peace, and I will continue to make sure that we keep the relationships that Trump is now hammering out with the rest of the world. And not a single motherfucker will fuck with us. Not a single motherfucker will fuck with us ever. Because I will jump in an F-35 myself if need be. Like Independence Day. And I will fight a motherfucker if need be for the United States of America. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. That is the only thing. You know, I've sat back. I know you guys think that's a joke. I know everybody watching thinks it's a joke. He's just joking around. I'm not. I'm really not. One day I'd like to go ahead and run for the highest position in the world, and that is to sit in the Oval Office. To sit in the Oval Office and run the greatest country in the world. And bring and unite people together, especially those who believe in common sense. It'll be great. I will continue to make America great. I will continue to make this country great. Anyway, welcome to the breakdown, episode 653. This is the unhinged. I really haven't been really that bad. I haven't been that bad today. I've been on my best behavior. I like to say that I've been on my best behavior. Okay. Did I mention my looks again? Yes. Did I mention my ability to sing? Yes. Have I mentioned my IQ? Yes. Have I mentioned my resume? Yes. Did I just tell you that I'm going to run for the president of the United States of America? Yes. Yes. I mentioned all these things. I mentioned all that. And I gave you a 6-7. Shout out to TikTok. Right now, though, it is 12:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You are live watching me on the breakdown, hosting the breakdown, episode 653. We have Chris in the back. He's eating M&Ms. I don't know what's happening back there, but he's eating M&Ms. And he's it looks like he's downing down some bootleg water from Michigan. Let's bring him right in. Chris, what's going on? How's everything going?
Yeah, same water as you, baby.
There we go.
I didn't even notice. I
We can be friends. We're friends. There we go.
I'll be your VP. How's that sound? Is that fair?
Hey, you know what? I will be looking over all options as I look to make my run in 10 years. I don't know. Hold on. What is it? 8 years. Well, let Vance and Rubio have it, and then I'll go right after. I'll be good. I'm 44. I'll be good. I don't think I might have a few gray hairs, but it won't be that bad. It's always just for men.
And
Chris,
also, honestly, you look even more handsome with gray hairs. That's what the ladies tell me. I looked as good as you when I was your age, and now I got a little bit of grays from the crypto market. Plus, I have a 12-year-old daughter, so that's what happens.
Honestly, it seems like women love the gray. Women love the gray. It's no
it shows
longer
wisdom. It shows that you've been through some things.
I like the Bitcoin sign. I like the background. We met on Kelly's stage yesterday on an X space where they were talking about crypto and what's happening with the markets and Bitcoin. And it wasn't one of those conversations where you had a bunch of people that knew nothing. It was a bunch of people that knew something. And it was a pleasure, and I welcome you here. And I want you to tell us more about, I'm really fascinated about Bitcoin IRA. Wanted you to go ahead and lay it out for us. The co-founder. Let us know what it is, especially the TikTokers. They seem like, well, I don't know. Some of them
before
are
I
calling you a silver fox.
You said F the Fed, and I think that this book, if you haven't read The Creature from Jekyll Island, you should read this book. This is a great understanding of what happened 100 plus years ago. And we're in a world, I don't have to preach to the choir, we're in a world where a bunch of guys grayer hairs than me are sitting in a room deciding what happens with our monetary and fiscal policy. And that's why I love Bitcoin so much, man. That's at the end of the day, I think it's a consensus driven concept, and I think it's beautiful. You and I actually kind of got a little orange passion yesterday in the show, talking about how you can't forget this is a retail game. It started at the retail play, and if you forget that, you're going to suffer because of it, right?
What made you, Chris? Like when did you realize Bitcoin is important? Like when was that? When was that moment for you when you? I'm sure you got into it, and you. I don't know if it happened right away or if it took a couple of months where you said, you know what, this makes sense. Like it hits you.
So back in 2015, so this will be our 10th year as an IRA company for cryptocurrency, particularly in Bitcoin IRA. But back in 2015, I was working with the former director of the U.S. Mint, Edmund C. Moy. And my partners came to me and said, "Hey, have you heard of this Bitcoin thing?" And I said, "No." So I went and read the white paper. I've got actually an entire frame of it on the other side of the camera here of the white paper, the peer-to-peer electronic cash system. And when I got down into it, I worked in politics out of college. So I graduated right when the houses burned in 2007, 2008. And I worked on the McCain campaign out of Colorado. And I saw what politics was all about. And I started to realize when I got down that paper, what really, really hit me was the halving. The halving was what made me buy into this with my entire net worth, with my daughter's net worth, with my wife's net worth, with everybody's net worth. Because I think that we have lived, I was born in 1985. We've lived in this world of abundance since I was born, where we just keep printing and printing and printing. And that's why parking passes for the national championship game cost $675. And that's why we have this moment in time where we think inflation's under control, but it's cumulative because we've just injected so much capital from 08 and then through another crisis and the COVID crisis. And now we're printing, the printers are turned on again. They're just being quiet about it. And the halving was the key differential for me. I don't want to say that we punish producers of Bitcoin, but we kind of do, right? I mean, back 10, 20 years ago, we were paying them 15 years ago, we were paying them 50 Bitcoin, then 25, and then 12.5. And now we're down to, we're pretty soon, when you run for president, we're going to be, the miners are going to be competing for less than 1 Bitcoin per block. And to me, that is so valuable. That essence of scarcity, comparative, especially in relative to the US dollar, where we reward producers of the US dollar. They pump out stimmy checks, and Trump's been doing tariff checks and all these things, and we reelect them to office because, well, they put money in my pocket, so I guess I should vote for them. I'm $2,000 better off than I was 4 years ago. And that's that part right there, man. That's what sold me, was like, if you can have a scarce asset, I don't know scarcity. You don't. Our fathers don't. Our grandfathers, maybe. Our great grandfathers definitely know what scarcity is all about. And it's time for us to turn this full circle since 1971 and the Nixon shock and taking us off the gold standard. This is the time for us to start waking up and realizing that a scarce asset is a more valuable asset than an asset that can be turned on every day. That's how I look at it.
I wanted to ask you a question about the Clarity Act.
Mm-hmm.
Your feelings on it. My feelings, I don't want it to pass.
I think it's like garbage in the state that the Senate just put it in. I think it's garbage. Yeah. It's not even an act anymore. There's no clarity. It's a big bank, lobbyist-driven solution to competition. This is where literally the banks are becoming a cartel with this law. If this goes into law, the banks are a cartel saying nobody can do what we should be doing for the American consumer. I take money, as I'm also a trust company in a bank. We have $12 billion of assets under custody, 200,000 users. I'm regulated by the state of Nevada, South Dakota, and New Mexico, which is where most banks are regulated. There's small states that's where it happens. Yeah. Kansas is another one. And what they do, you look at their 10Ks, if they're public or if not, if they're private, you know, the truth is they make most of their money off of taking $1,000 from you and paying you pittance, and while they go and leverage that $1,000, and because you don't even have a $5,000 minimum, they're going to fee you to death through that process. And what the stable coins are doing is calling their bluff, and the banks are saying, nope, I don't like this. And that's where we're at right now. And I'm not, I think you and I both said yesterday, we're not huge fans of the CEO of Coinbase, but I'll stand behind him when he wants to go to bat with these guys. I think this is the time to say, American consumers should be making somewhere between 5 to 10% on their money. They should be, no questions asked. And they're making what 0.15, I think, is what SoFi, which is the People's Bank, is paying out on savings accounts. That's ridiculous. How are you going to even you put $100,000 in the bank? Inflation's at 3%, cumulative is at like 22%, and you're going to give me 0.15% for holding my money with you. But meanwhile, I know how you're making what you're taking with that cash and making leverage off of it and doing the things you do. This is the Clarity Act needs to go back to what came through the House, rip out all these amendments, rip out all these addendums, and just purely put something through for clarity. Make it so that we know who our regulators are, make it so that we know what the rules are. And if we do those things, I think there's $1 trillion waiting on the sidelines right now to walk into the crypto space. But in the meantime, senators, because they know who's going to get them reelected, it's a midterm reelection right now, they know who's going to pay those dollars and put those contributions in. They're fighting back, not because they believe it's wrong, but because the guys that tell them and give them the money say it's wrong. And I might get shot for this, dude. Like, I'm just being honest. I think it's absurd what's happening right now. I think it's garbage, and I'd rather no bill than the bill that's in place right now, in my opinion.
I'm with that also. For as much shit that Coinbase gets and Brian gets, obviously I like the fact that he's like, we're not doing this deal. Like, this is not it. This is bullshit. This is a bill that has been put together for the banks. It kills off DeFi. Like, what's the point? Like, what is it just gives clarity to the banks on how to operate.
It was clarity for our space, and now it's clarity for the banks that they're a cartel and they can control a marketplace because it doesn't work for them, in my opinion.
People say that the banks and the institutions, all they want to do is kill crypto, and they don't want to kill crypto. They want to control crypto. That's what they want. They want everything that you own.
And that's the best part about crypto is you can't control it. It's consensus driven. And that's what I just love that, dude. I don't know about you, but like I've always said since 2018 that Bitcoin is the people's currency, and it could be the true democratization of our world. And you watch what's happening in Iran, for example, with the rial. I talked about this yesterday. It's like it went from where it was at value to $0. People didn't run to gold. They didn't run to silver. They didn't run to dollars. They ran to Bitcoin, and it went parabolic for a reason. And we saw that happen in Turkey. We saw that happen in Venezuela. We've seen that happen in so many failed states. And so does the U.S. I mean, I think I love the President Trump kind of put it down at WF and Davos was like, hey, listen, dude, Bitcoin is the future. Either own it or don't. In the meantime, you said, I'm a former refugee from the state of California. I now live in Scottsdale. I came out here last January, a year ago, because of the fires. So not only do we have huge taxes, terrible homelessness, terrible crime, home invasions left and right. Your dollar doesn't go anywhere. It's a failed state in itself. And then the fires happened, and I was in Sherman Oaks, which was surrounded by the Pasadena fire, the San Fernando fire, the Palisades fire. Like I had no power for 2 weeks. So I grabbed my family and said, hey, I got to go out to Scottsdale for a podcast anyways. Let's just go out there. We'll get an Airbnb for a couple weeks and enjoy ourselves. The air was nasty in LA. It was great. We got out. We all had sinus infections from the crap that was in the air. And my daughter and I were driving around Scottsdale. She goes, Dad, I like it here. And I was like, why? And she's like, there's no homeless people. There's no graffiti everywhere. I was like, yeah, welcome to Mayberry, honey. Like I grew up in Denver, like welcome to the rest of America, because people live in Los Angeles and New York and Chicago for years, and they think that's what America's all about. And those cities are failing their people. They're just failing them. And so whatever Gavin Newsom, you call him Newsom. I like that, by the way. Whatever he's thinking, I can't wait to see some debates between him and JD Vance in 4 years. I can't.
He's gonna
wait.
Vance is going to destroy him, respectfully. I mean, obviously, I think Gavin is better, at schmoozing,
Well, he's handsome like you. I mean, you're more handsome. You're way more handsome than Gavin. But Gavin plays to that group. But I watched what was that kind of make-believe debate that I know Governor DeSantis, I met him, that he did with, and DeSantis crushed him. And DeSantis didn't even run for president. He didn't even make it through the cut. And so even one of our B players is crushing you. You have no chance, man. I mean, God willing, I hope, because I think that America's got a good chance to do something great again. And I don't mean to play off of those words, but I think we could do something great. Are we doing everything right? No. I mean, we're going to make mistakes. Don't get me wrong. But the pendulum has shifted in the favor of the American people. And part of that is understanding the value of being the crypto leader in the world. And I hope to goodness that we get to that level where we're the leader of this space, because we're posturing for oil, we're posturing for land in Greenland, we're posturing for these things. And the next evolution of economic war is valued assets and backing. And crypto is going to be so powerful through all that. And so that's why I love what I do in the Bitcoin IRA space, because if you've got nation states, you've got countries, you've got states, you've got businesses, institutions, all lining up to become their own sovereign wealth fund as crypto holders. You should be doing the same thing as an individual holder. You should be getting off zero, grabbing some Bitcoin. What we do differently for people with Bitcoin in an IRA is we help them maximize the tax advantage of it. So the government taketh, but they giveth a few things. And one of the things they give is the ability to put money aside for long-term savings without taxes on the way in, taxes on the way out. And if you buy, sell, trade, swap, etc., no taxes during the process. If you're not thinking about, if you're a big fan of crypto and you're not putting it inside of a retirement account, you're doing yourself and the generational wealth behind you a big disservice. You're talking between 15 to 37% taxes if you don't do it the right way. That's like the 30-second elevator pitch of why you should do something in an IRA with Bitcoin IRA.
But I think the problem there is people get their education here, and the education here is absolutely garbage. You're not taught anything about finance. So this is all new to anybody that comes into the space. And there are a lot of people that come in here new, and they're hearing this all for the first time. They're like, I have no idea what's being said. I said this yesterday to somebody I was having a conversation with. Like, this is great talking about all these things, but like most people don't understand what it is, and it needs to be dumbed down. And there needs to be like a 20, to me, like a 20 video course on, one-on-ones on how this all works, for them to say, okay, I get it. I want to do it. Most people are also too proud to say, hey, Chris, seriously, think about it. Most people, even people I know who are out here pouncing their chest, claiming that they're smart, they have way too much pride and ego that gets into the way to ask somebody, hey, help me out here because I don't understand it. Because there's a lot of people out here that don't understand it.
No, it's not just a lot. It's 50% of Americans are not participating actively in a retirement plan right now.
How many people let me ask you this question. I don't mean to break you here, but how many people in this space are participating is the question.
Every time I go on a show like this, it's shocking the number of inquiries we get. And what we do, by the way, is we have real crypto, real people. So if you look at Coinbase or Kraken or any of the other exchanges, you just got to go on there and it's kind of self-help, right? Retirement is not a one-size-fits-all strategy. Everybody can do different things. You're a businessman. You could do a SEP IRA. I have one myself. We have kids. I have a kid that's 12 years old. She works for me. She gets paid, and I put half of it inside of her Roth IRA every year. People can do traditional Roth, SEP, simple IRAs. Most companies aren't doing 401ks, 403bs, or anything like that anymore. And if they are, they're limiting the contribution limits to it. These are all places where you should sit down with a real person and talk about, hey, here's where I'm at with my retirement strategy. And we hyper focused on that. So, I memorized the number for those that are listening, 877-936-7175. You can call anybody right now. You'll have a real retirement expert on your hands to walk you through. And that's what you need. You need an ally in this space, because not only are only 50% of Americans participating, which is tragic to me, but the bigger part of the retirement crisis is it's getting more and more expensive to retire. Northwest Mutual put a piece out in 2018, asked 20,000 Americans, how much do you think you need to retire comfortably? At that time, this is 2018, was $550,000 on average. They resurveyed the same 20,000 people last year. So after COVID, after all the chaos, after all the inflation, the number went to a staggering 1.8 million. That quickly. Where do you think we're going to be in 5 or 10 or 15 more years when you're president? And there's nothing we can do to undo this. Like there's nothing that can, inflation is cumulative. The only other option is to go into stagflation or deflation, and that is austerity all day. You're not going to get reelected with those types of things. So you have to find ways to save more money and build wealth. And that's why we put folks on the phones to help Americans out. Our mission is to help more Americans retire, and we've so far got 200,000 folks on our platform, and some of them, our first client bought it Bitcoin at $175, but we still have clients buying today at $88,000. I buy every day. I'm a dollar cost average savant. Like that's all I do is DCA.
Me too. I'm with you. Welcome to the breakdown, episode 653. We're joined by Chris, who is the co-founder of Bitcoin IRA. Go check that out. Okay, BitcoinIRA.com, right?
Yep, BitcoinIRA.com.
Go there and check it out.
If you talk to some folks, say that you met us at the breakdown, and I hope to be back on the show. I love this, man, dude. You're so handsome and you're so smart and you can bust rhymes and you can do all kinds of things.
Oh, you were watching? All right.
I watch, man. I'm not only a participant, but I'm also a fan. I'm a fan first.
I appreciate it. I actually, when we were sitting in that space yesterday, a lot of people came up there and gave good takes. I listened to you give your take, and I was like, man, like this is great, man. This is great. I don't go on Spaces a lot because I feel like Spaces are just way too dumbed down. I don't know,
like you said too, the audience for crypto has moved on too. It's moved into new places, and also, the thing, my favorite meme is that when Bitcoin's at 50,000, the line's 2 people deep. When Bitcoin's at 150,000, it's 2 miles long. Don't be that American. Buy now, DCA.
Chris, I got to tell you, like when people say, well, look, you don't got to like Trump. I don't care what your party affiliation is, really. And if you're in crypto, you're supposed to be a libertarian anyway. So at the end of the day, I don't really care what anybody is. But when people say that Trump killed crypto because of Trump token and Melania and Libra, retail wasn't here. That was old money, old people that survived previous cycles that decided to participate, and leverage.
Some people did really well. Some people did really well with it. My policy is this is not a red versus blue game. This is an orange versus green game, and I'm on team orange. That's how I live.
Same. I want to ask you about this because listen. I got a smart guest on. I should ask you, 4-year cycle, is it over?
Oh, man. So I was actually asked this yesterday on CNBC or on Wednesday on CNBC. I think that the prior 4-year cycles were somewhat in a vacuum because it was just a bunch of us nerds and libertarians and the cycle worked. This cycle is not in a vacuum. We've got ETFs. We've got strategy. We've got the president. We've got the battles that are happening. This is not a cycle that will look like any other cycle before. And all the other cycles changed a little bit too. I don't think we're done. I think that we're in I wouldn't call it a bear trap, but I'm accumulating as much as I can right now, because if the real Clarity Act gets passed, if we have to put a $1.5 trillion defense budget through, if all this stuff happens with the European Union versus the US plus Venezuela plus Iran, these are all elements that are happening. When all that comes to fruition, I think that Bitcoin's going to rise as the winner, and I wouldn't doubt that we're going to touch 150,000 this year. I wouldn't doubt it.
Honestly, I think Bitcoin goes to this year. I think it really does hit 200K. Like my personal opinion, I think it does. The Clarity Act will pass. I feel like
hopefully it's the right Clarity Act, but
correct.
It will. You're right.
I agree with you. But somehow, some way, they want to pass it. I just hope and pray, because I saw Eric Trump talking with CNBC, and he's like, "This is bullshit. Like that is being held up like this, and they're throwing things into it, and it's just the banks running scared because they know that people will leave their accounts and they'll go stable up and they'll unbank themselves, and it's a beautiful thing because that's the mission, right? Unbank yourself. Like it was not, respectfully, look." Respectfully, I say, because I have friends in the banking system, institutions. I speak to a few people. We're cordial and everything, but I mean, Satoshi Nakamoto's vision wasn't for us to lay down together with Jamie Dimon. Like it was never that. It was,
and let's not forget, he called us a fraud, called us dead, and everything else until it was to his benefit.
Now, right now, and imagine somebody said when he starts his trading desk, who was that? Saylor was on the show, and it was either him or somebody else said that. But no, that was actually Scaramucci said that. And I was like,
Scaramucci.
Okay. Scaramucci said that. And I was like, okay. You start looking and the banks are just like, they're trying to control this place. And the only way to win here for us, at least for me, is front run the banks. That's it. Front run the banks, the institutions, because They're not going anywhere. That's it. They are here. They've always been here, but now they're out here officially, and they want to make sure that they're running the place, and they want the rules in their favor. I get it. Listen, maybe if I was in their position, I'd be doing the same thing, but I'm
Hustle
not.
till your haters ask if you're hiring, right?
There you go. There you go.
That's how I look at it. You're a New Yorker, right? Is it?
I am a New Yorker. You can't tell New York.
Oh, I can tell. So I'm
blood.
going to be, just so you know, I will be in New York from the 10th through the 20th of next month. So I would love to sit down with you if we could, or just break some bread together, have a little slice of pizza. I'll be out there. I'm going to be at the Bitcoin Investors Week, sharing the stage with Pomp and the CEO of River. And then I'm there on a media tour afterwards. I do about 180 to 200 interviews a year. And so I'm kick-starting in February. So I would love to see you when I'm out there. If you want to jump in studio too, we can do that.
Absolutely. I have a podcast where we go longer than just 15 to 20 minutes. We can chop it up for 2 to 3 hours about multiple subjects.
I got 20 minutes out of you today, so I did good. Right?
I was like, listen, you know what? Honestly, I gotta say, for the most part, all the guests that come on, like, I want to continue to talk, and like the audience, I see that, like, I have like everything up here, and the audience is having fun.
Do they like me? Do they like? They really love.
They
me.
like you. They called you the Silver Fox. Okay, so whatever that is, they're calling you the Silver Fox. Okay, there you go. You got the title.
I'll take it.
Give me, before you leave, Chris, and it's been a pleasure, 100%. Give me, you said 150 for Bitcoin. Give me your price predictions for these four, even if you don't own them. Give me your price prediction for Bitcoin again, Ethereum. Give me Solana, and let's go with, give me a random one. Actually, those three. Give me those three. Those three.
Okay, Solana, so I would say Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin touches 150. If it holds, it could FOMO to 200, like you were saying, because the retail player is waiting for that hit in the back of the head. Like, look at this, right? Like, we hit 126, didn't do anything. We got to get to a new psychological threshold. If that happens, I see Ethereum hitting somewhere between 5 to 6.
Okay.
Thousand. Solana. I'm a holder of all these, by the way. I'd like to see Solana break new records, maybe touch 300. I think it's a really great asset, what it's doing, and it's kind of in its own way, it's kind of kicking Ethereum's ass in some things, like the dApps, the developers, the staking is way better. So we offer staking on Bitcoin iRaise platform. We have Ethereum, Solana, not Chainlink, Sui, Polkadot, and Cardano that you can stake. And Ethereum's got problems with staking right now. Somebody walks out the door with 1.6 million, unstakes it, and now it's a 30 to 40 day process for anybody unstake. That's not happening with Solana. It's not being tested like that. I'll add in, I am not an XRP army, but I do have a feeling that XRP could lead the future of digital banking. I think there's a day where you and
oh my God, you just won over the whole TikTok crowd just now. TikTok is about to go crazy right now.
You got to watch out for those guys, man. One time I was tired and I accidentally called XRP Ripple and I got ripped apart on TikTok. So you got to be real careful. You got to be real careful.
Can't do that.
But I think there's a day, not for me, but I have 200 employees and I pay them once a month. Yeah. And I have to pay the payroll company 3 or 4 days, maybe even 5 days before, based on holidays. And they're taking the money, they're making the interest. That's how they make their money versus the processing fees. And I think that if my daughter works for an hour, she should get paid for the hour instantly. Like, I think that's the future we're looking at. And XRP is a great backbone for that reality, and it's the leader of that space. There are others, there are other players, but I think that's the one. And it fought the good fight, man, against the SEC for 4 years. Like, it almost deserves a little badge of honor. It should have a little ribbon, like a good soldier has a little ribbon right there. It says, I jumped into Normandy and I survived.
I guess that's why I'm a Bitcoiner and not a Bitcoin maxi, because I love Bitcoin, but I appreciate other things, and I always get shit for that. But that's cool. Listen, XRP.
I like anything that has real utility. That's what I focus on, is real utility. Yeah. Obviously, Bitcoin is money. Ethereum can change the world with the Web 3, 4, 5 backbone. XRP can change digital banking. There's all these opportunities out there. Solana can do some great things. Now you go down the market cap and you get into the Suis and the Pepes and some of these pump and dumps. And yeah, I mean, that's the game. That's the reality. You can also go buy 6 or 7 great stocks. Shit, did I lose you?
No, you're still here.
My camera went off, but you can see
That's
me.
fine.
Oh,
I'm with you. I'm with you.
All right,
Don't
awesome,
worry.
awesome, man.
Live
Yeah,
show, ladies and gentlemen, always happens. Don't worry about it.
You never know what's gonna happen. I got the FedEx guy knocking on the door. I'm probably missing a package right now, but I don't care. I'm here with my boy. So yeah, no, I think that if you focus on the utility, not the price appreciation, but look at the utility. Can this change the world? There's a great intersection of AI and cryptocurrency coming ahead. I foresee a day where you can have your smart fridge could realize you're out of milk, orders your milk from an Amazon drone, and has to pay that Amazon drone and tip it via some kind of currency. Like that's the future we're going towards.
Chris, it is a pleasure. Honestly, it was a pleasure to have you
Thanks
on.
for having
there
me,
was a
man.
comment. Holy shit, he's talking about Ripple and XRP. The TikTok crowd loves you. I do appreciate it though. You stopping in, and hopefully, you'll come to New York. Maybe we'll sit down and do the podcast.
Have your tell your audience I'm at Senator Klein at that's my X handle.
Don't worry, we got you.
I created that just so everybody knows. I wanted to be, when I was in college, I said I wanted to be a senator. So I wanted to be president. I set the date. I was ready to do that, and I worked in politics for a bit, and I decided a good statesman goes and makes something real, and then goes and be a politician. That's the way I look at it. But I've actually changed my plan. When I exit and I'm done with crypto and I'm done with being an entrepreneur, I'm going to go be an AP US history teacher. That's how I'm going to make my mark on the country.
What a switch up. I respect
it. I know.
It,
well, I feel like I get the summers off.
When I'm done with crypto, I said I'm going to go run for president. There you go.
All right. I'll still be your VP if you want me, or I could be your director of education if you really want.
Listen, Secretary of State, everything's up in the air. Okay, every position is up in the air. We can go ahead and discuss. I really do appreciate it. The pizza's on me. I don't eat pizza. I'm a health nut. Oh, maybe I'll take there's something about New York pizza. You got to take a slice. But,
you have to. I mean, I try to eat as much pizza as I can when I'm in New York. It's because you can't get it anywhere else like that. No matter what they say, it's not the same. It's just not the same.
There's something about the New York tap water. There's something about the water, man. I can't.
It's the bagels and the pizza, man. Give them to me all day long.
And give me coffee. I don't drink coffee, but give me coffee. Chris, thank you so much. Guys, visit BitcoinIRA.com. Visit BitcoinIRA.com. We'll have the links posted up so you guys can go ahead and take a look, okay? Do yourself a favor. Take a look, okay? And I'm sure you guys have people standing by the phone lines. Call up if you have questions. Thank you so much, Chris, for your time.
Thanks for having me today. Have a great weekend,
brother. Good background.
I got good video directors. They put this all together for me, and I just show up and do what I do.
Give them a raise.
You got it, buddy. You got it. Thank you so much.
Bye, Chris.
Bye.
That's Chris. Cool guy, man. Might be my next Secretary of State. Might be my next Secretary of State. I'm being serious. What a cool guy, man. What a cool guy. I like the fact that he expanded when outside of Bitcoin. Mentioned XRP. You guys, the TikTok crew they fell off their seats. They couldn't believe what they were hearing. They couldn't believe what they heard. Ladies and gentlemen, I think everybody wants me to run. I think everybody wants me to run. I think I'm going to have to run. Do visit BitcoinIRA.com. Go look into it. A lot of you guys should look into it, especially if you're making a lot of money in this space. Look out for your future. Look out for your family's future. Seriously speaking. I know right now it's like, I'll do it. Don't do it later. Don't push it off. Learn finance. Learn it. Put some time into it. Take a weekend. Understand it. Seriously. This is the breakdown, episode 653. And again, the conversation will be clipped up. The links will be provided, so you guys can go ahead and check that out. The breakdown with David Gottstein, episode 653. We've been breaking down the markets, but we'll be back right after this commercial break. I know you guys love the commercial break. All you guys ever say is, oh, we can't wait for the commercial. There you go. Web3 glossary. He's already asking. Where's the commercial? Well, here's the commercial. We'll be right back after this commercial break. And this episode is brought to you by Gemini. Go to Gemini.com/David G to find out more about the credit cards that Gemini has to offer, all issued by WebBank. We'll be back in 30 seconds or 60. Ah, shit! God damn it! God damn it! God damn it! Ah! I hate when I'm muted. Ladies and gentlemen, this show is sponsored by not only Gemini, but also it is sponsored by Midnight. That's right, Midnight. Care about privacy. Care about privacy. You're looking straight at Midnight. We're going to break that. We're going to talk about that next week. We'll talk about Midnight next week. That's what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, there's a flag in back of me. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her. I know. Goosebumps. Anyway, let's finish off some of the news. Okay? Let's bring this back. Let's bring this back here. Bring this back. Hello, hi, I'm here. All right. Hey, you know the voice gave you goosebumps. I don't want to hear it. Okay? I already told you. Ridiculously good looking, absolutely smart, witty, knows crypto, finance, sings and raps. Bro, I'm uncontainable, man. Satoshi Nakamoto, you know what I do all day? After the show is done, I get on a conference call. Okay? I talk to people, news outlets, they want to talk to me. I say a few words, they put me in a goddamn, one of their articles. After all said and done, I go work out. Okay? Because I don't want to be a fatty. Okay? I don't want to be a fat boy. And listen, I don't want to be anorexic either. So I don't want to be obese and I don't want to be skinny and anorexic. Okay? Like, I want to be healthy. So I go work out. Okay? I work out. Look at me. I work out. I lift weights. I run. Then I come back to the office when all is said and done after I take a shower, wipe my ass, clean my ass, brush my teeth. Anyway, let's go to the news. EU suspends $93 billion in a tariff package against the US. This is the biggest clean headline today. Reuters reports the European Commission plans a 6-month suspension of a 93 billion pound, which would be $109 billion in American dollars, retaliation package that was supposed to take effect February 7, 2026. This comes after the US removes its threat to impose new tariffs on 8 European countries tied to the Greenland dispute. EU is essentially saying, we'll pause retaliation for now, but we can turn it back on anytime. These bitches, man. These bitches. You're lucky I'm not in office, man. I would not walk this back. You're lucky I'm not in office. I will be, though. And I'm going to give y'all a spanking. Bloomberg also, by the way, noted that the planned retaliation would have included major U.S. products like aircrafts, cars. Guys, and bourbon, listen. You don't buy our cars anyway. You don't buy our cars. I've never seen somebody in Europe drive a Buick, okay? Y'all drive Mercedes, BMWs, Aston Martins, Bentley. You drive all these things. You're not driving a goddamn Buick. What are we talking about here? Oh my God, you're gonna hit us with a tariff on a Buick. Oh, don't do it. Oh, don't. Oh. They're gonna hit all the, you're not gonna take in the Fords that you don't take in anyway? You don't sell Fords anyway. Maybe one, the little shit, the Ford Fiesta or some shit. Other than that, you're not buying a pickup truck. You're not buying the F-150. Okay, you're not doing none of that shit. Ford and GM are fucked. That's it. Ford and GM. Nobody drives a Dodge. They don't even drive a Dodge in America. The fuck? Who are you scaring? Who are you scaring? Okay, let me take that back. Y'all might drive the old school Chargers and Challengers, but the new shit that came out is dog shit and ugly. So ain't nobody driving any of those fucking cars. So tariff my ass. An aircraft? You need us. You need our aircraft. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Europe backed off its retaliation, but it's not peace. It's a pause button. That's what it is by them. It's not peace. It's a pause button. It really is. EU leaders say that the relationship with the US took a big blow. And that comes from The Guardian. Fuck The Guardian. Reports the UA leaders met in Brussels and said the US-UE relations have taken a big blow. Even if Trump stepped off the tariff threat for now. Hey, EU, fuck you. How about that? I said it. We don't need you. Okay? We don't need you and your 16-man army. Okay? You sent 15 people to Greenland. You sent 16 people and 3 dog sleds to protect Greenland from America. We don't need you. Trump is basically telling you that we have spent so much money protecting your asses. We don't need you. You're lucky I'm not president. I would have tariffed your asses. Yo, new tariff in place right now. Champagne tariff 400%. Americans, if you don't like it, go to the local thrift store and get yourself a fine bottle of champagne, okay, from the corner store for $8.99. Let's fucking go. You're lucky. Honestly, when I become president, I'm going on to social media and I'm looking for motherfuckers. A motherfucker says a word that's off, and I'm tariffing you and your entire family. You're gonna have people, your relatives, call you up and say, yo, I just got tariffed and I don't understand why. That's what I'm gonna do. 400%, 1,000% tariff on your ass. Your whole family. Tariff your asses. All right, so what does this all mean? All the things that I talked about today, what does it all mean? Bitcoin is down because ETF flow turned negative fast. Markets are defensive because geopolitics and trade threats shook confidence. Europe paused retaliation. Oh, excuse me. What the fuck did I just say? What the fuck did I say? Retaliation. But everyone knows it can snap back into reality. And instantly. Regulations fights are escalating because stablecoins are becoming a threat to banking deposits. I was like, what the fuck did I just say? What did I just say? I sounded like I was tap dancing. If I didn't know any better, I'd just slap on the glasses and you could call me Biden. All right, so crypto, as of right now, well, crypto, I think Bitcoin reclaimed 90,000. Let me look real quick. I haven't even checked the market, but Bitcoin's over 90,000. It's 91, basically. 3,000 Ethereum, $901 BNB. You got XRP trying to hit over $2 again. I got the TikTok chat. When I say anytime I mention XRP and up, they're gooning off. You got Solana at almost 130. Tron doesn't move. That shit stays at 29.30 cents. You got Dogecoin at almost 13 cents. And Cardano, which Chris mentioned. Chris mentioned Cardano. Blew me away. 36 cents. That's the top 10. What's Monero at? Hold on. What's Monero doing? Monero's at $525. I like seeing that. It's going to be a big time fight between Monero and Zcash. Monero and Zcash. By the way, if you're not harding in the TikTok chat, if you're not harding, if your fingers aren't bleeding, if your fingers aren't bleeding, that means that you don't deserve me. You don't deserve me. I'm bringing on some of the most electrifying figures within our space and outside of it. You don't deserve me. You can go ahead and listen to these boring ass individuals that come on here every day to go ahead and talk about the same shit. You have absolutely no clue what the fuck they're talking about. I don't know anything. Honestly, I scroll, and I told you already, 5 to 7 people on here, great. But I scroll and the dog shit that you got to listen to, I am telling you, man, I lose my mind. I don't know how you motherfuckers can sit through any of this shit for more than 5 minutes. I would rather not. I rather not. I definitely rather not. Rather not. Guys, what do I believe? What do I believe happens here? What I believe happens in the next couple of weeks, we will see the entire ecosystem start moving in the direction that we want it to move to. That's what I believe happens. 100%. 100%. No doubt about it. Okay? No doubt about it. That we will start moving. We will start moving. Anyway, we'll be right back. We'll be right back after this commercial break. Okay? We'll be right back. And this commercial break, everybody on TikTok is excited for it because they can't wait to see this commercial pop on. And this is from Gemini. Go to Gemini.com/David G to find out more about the credit cards that Gemini has to offer. We'll be back in 30 seconds. What the fuck? Press the wrong button, but I'm here. Hello. Bam. Welcome back. Welcome back to the breakdown, episode 653. We'll talk more about Midnight. Okay, we will talk more about Midnight because obviously you see Midnight on the top left. Shout out to Midnight. You also see Gemini on the bottom right. Shout out to Gemini. The family, that's cool. That's family, okay? And as always, if you want to partner with the DG brand, you can go to the website, davidgoldstein.com. Go to davidgoldstein.com for more, okay? Fill out a form. We'll look through it. We'll see if you are the type of company that I want to work with, okay? Save yourself the trouble, though, by the way. If you're some fucking doggy dog in you, dildo in the eye, XYZ, in you, not interested. Okay, go find one of your influencers or KOLs to talk about that dog shit on one of these social media platforms. I have to talk about something because it's Friday now. I can talk about it. I'm trying to get something real quick. Okay. Listen, here's my beef. The head of product for X. I don't care if I get banned. I don't care if you shadow ban me. I don't care if you put me, because you already did. Essentially, what you have done has been a disgrace. OGs that helped build crypto Twitter. And you know what? I feel, 100% I helped. I was a part of it. Still am. The disrespect. But it's understandable. Why would you put, even though I don't want to be in the meme category, right? But why would you put me in the meme category? I was the first person ever to go onto national TV multiple times and talk about Dogecoin when the conversation was about Bitcoin. Why would you put me in that category of people to follow on X? You wouldn't. You know why? Because you'd put all your friends from Solana on there, because if you look at that list, it's all Solana. I don't want to be on that list anyway. I'm a media personality. That's how I look at myself. Okay? That's how I see myself in general. But now we understand why the CT community essentially could not breathe here. It's because you elevated your friends. Let's call it for what it is. Elon Musk said the algorithm sucked, okay? Elon Musk said that the algorithm is broken. Everybody, not only me, everybody went ahead and complained about the algorithm. You know what I did? I said one or two things, but I kept on grinding because X is not going to be the death of me. I'll go on TikTok. By the way, huge views. I'll go on YouTube. I'll go on Instagram and Facebook. I'll find the place where my voice is heard. You won't suppress me, Nick. You won't suppress me and others that are out here who have built platforms and brands on X. You will not shut us down. Do not think for 1 second that none of us have seen the favoritism that has been given to people on the Solana side, and which is crazy because I hold Solana bags. But it seems maybe, just maybe, somebody got to grease the hand or somebody got to grease that ass in order to be made visible on X. But I'm okay because you know what? When I could talk crypto, I can talk politics. Guess what? Since I started talking about politics on X, my numbers have been flying through the roof. I've told people numerous times that TikTok people can't see the people chatting on X and vice versa. And now I have people telling me that they can't even come inside my chat to chat on X. You know what I always say? If I really want to, I will. When I really want to step on the gas pedal, I will. And there's no stopping me. And I've stepped on that gas pedal. I said 2026, I'm going to have my haters crawling on the wall. You could say whatever you want about me too. I don't care. Something broke inside of me in 2025. The closest people to me know that something broke inside of me in 2025. Completely broke. Where no band-aid, no cast can go ahead and fix it. So I'm gonna talk my shit. You don't gotta like it, but you don't gotta tune in. But guess what? You tune in. So it must be something that you fucking like here. I'm going to keep winning. I will keep winning. There is nobody out here. You can say whatever you want. And here's the thing. You can say whatever you want. You can talk it into existence and pray that it works out. But you cannot deny that there is somebody that is better than me at this job. You're just saying that because they're your friend. And that's fine. That's fine. I would do that for my friend too. But privately, I tell them that, yo, bro, you stand no chance. You stand absolutely no chance. Not with this guy. Not with this guy. Not with him. No. I'll do a lot of big things. Podcast is coming. The show, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but we're slowly redesigning things. You see how nice and clean it looks, right? Nice and clean it looks, just like my suits. I'm making moderators on TikTok, by the way. I didn't forget. I just can't do it from here. So I'm going to have to do a live stream on TikTok in order to make people moderators on my shows. That's what we're going to do. My TikTok. I'm just going to tell you something about TikTok. The impressions that I have on TikTok, through the roof. Through the roof. David, why would you be on TikTok? You have so many people that hate you. Good. They show up. They support. They support everything I do. I love my haters. I embrace them. If I could hug, no. Actually, no. Because I was about to say, if I could hug it, no. I would never hug a dirty person. Somebody who smells like onions. No, wouldn't do it. Wouldn't do it. But I appreciate the haters who show up. But I appreciate the people that do support me, though. I want to give a shout out. It's Friday. It's 1:47 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want to give a shout out to everybody who continues to show up to the shows. Whether on TikTok, whether on X, whether on YouTube, whether on LinkedIn, whatever it is, wherever you watch me. Thank you very much. Thank you. I really do appreciate you guys. There's a lot of things that I'm going to be announcing this month, or I should say probably next month, that I have either signed already or I'm about to sign. And we're going to have a lot of fun. Okay, we're going to have a lot of fun because it will give me the ability to do a lot of things that I'm looking forward to doing. Next week, I am hoping to get one person from the community. It can be from XRP. And you know what? Maybe we'll start with XRP. Maybe we'll start from TikTok. Somebody from TikTok who's big on XRP comes onto this show. We chat it up. Because, yeah, it's great. We can bring on notable names on here and we can talk and we can chop it up and we can chat and we can sit here for 20 minutes and have a good time and provide some value for you. But I do want to talk to the people. I 100% want to go ahead and speak with the people. That's it. I want to talk to you guys. So it could be XRP, it could be HBAR, Hedera, it could be XDC, it could be XLM, whatever. Algorand, whatever you want. Whatever. We can go ahead and bring that on here. We can have a good time. Also, we will implement next month, we will implement prediction markets. Stay tuned. We will be implementing prediction markets and we'll have fun because we'll go ahead and put something up here and we'll see what happens, right? Because prediction markets are the new asset class. I keep saying this. The new asset class that we have within this ecosystem are prediction markets. I like them very much. And if you're really good at studying and reading markets and just reading in general, I think you can have a really good time with prediction markets. I think you can make a killing on prediction markets. There are plenty of people that make a killing on prediction markets. They study nonstop. And some of your schooling, some of the schooling, the $200,000 that you spend on school, it might help you with prediction markets. It might help you. The trend is your friend. And that goes for everything. That goes for everything. Anyway, right now is your time. Right now is your time. Buy before all the major players send it. That's it. You only have one goal. Or one mission, I should say. And that is look at your portfolio, see what the fuck you have in it. If you have dog shit, and devs left and everybody left, leave it too, okay? Take whatever is left, find something that has a dev team, has a community that's left. Be patient. Be patient. Be patient. A lot of people lost in the last 2 years because they weren't patient. They weren't patient. They don't let the market come to them. They don't let the market come to them. They chase the market. Don't be a market chaser, okay? Let the market come to you. Let money come to you. Let the gains come to you. But do the work. You got the tools. Do the work. Let's go ahead and end this with a quote. Let's end this with a quote. Quote of the day on a Friday. Quote of the day on a Friday. Okay, here we go. Should I do this one? Or should I do... Let's do... Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, this is good. Let's do this one. Quote of the day. Or talk of the day. The sooner you learn this, the better. Do not rush to defend yourself when someone lies about you. Watch who believes it without hesitation. Watch who spreads it with excitement. Watch who suddenly behaves differently around you. This is how you identify your weak links. Immediately cut them off. And from today, stop explaining yourself to people who were the reason or waiting for the reason to doubt you. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to give a big shout out to my creative director, my editor, who stood up with me for 3 hours, redesigning and designing new stuff for this show and other things that are happening. I appreciate you. He is hustling like no other. Hustling like nobody's business to make sure that when I come on here, I look good. That's what he's doing. I appreciate him for that. Gives me constructive criticism. Not scared to do it either. Nobody, by the way, I've never had yes men. I've never had anybody yes me to death. People say that, and I'm like, I wish somebody would say yes to me. I wish. No, I'm surrounded by people that tell me how it is, and I like that. So I appreciate that. And I appreciate him working his ass off to make sure that my show looks good and that I look the part. So shout out to him. And shout out to, I'm being forced to say this, by the way, about at least one person. I'm being forced to say this. Shout out to Landy. Landy is backstage in the green room. He is typing as I was speaking and giving monumental speeches here today. Landy, who happens to be very good at TA, and you should tune into him Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. He was typing away, and I was just, honestly, I gotta be honest, I ignored half his messages. I ignored them. I didn't even attempt to read them because I was that laser focused. Because like I said, ladies and gentlemen, my goal here now in the next, after Vance is done with his 8 years in office, I have my sights set on becoming the next president of the United States of America. That's right. That's right. God bless America. Land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her. That's right. I'm ready. I am ready. Shout out to Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus goes live at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check him out. Check him out today on Kick and sub to him. And then go to menoforder.com and go check that out too. Because a lot of you guys are low on tea. And tonight, you also got at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you got the recap where you'll have Hotep Jesus along with the little fucker puppet who will break down the markets for you and recap everything that has happened during this week. Shout out to those two, man. And shout out to anybody who's still riding around. Shout out to Julie. Shout out to Erica. Appreciate y'all. Make America great again. And my slogan will be make America even greater again. And I will smack the shit out of anybody that tries, that attempts to put this nation down in any way. Okay? I'll send every single jet fighter we have. Fuck around and find out with me. That's right. You're lucky. Trump is getting better with age. He's easing up. He's like, oh, okay. Not me. Not me. Not me. Make Gottstein great again. That's right. Landy said that. Make Gottstein great again. I am great. Right now, I'm about to tune off. I'm about to sign off. What are you going to do right now when I sign off, ladies and gentlemen? What are you going to do right now? What are you going to do right now after I sign off? If you're not going to watch Hotep Jesus right now, what are you going to go do? You're going to listen to a bunch of boring people give boring takes and be repetitive and repeat themselves and say the same shit over and over and over again? Pretend like they know how to trade? This is what you're going to watch? Good for you. Good luck. They ain't nobody like me, and you know that, I know that, your mama know that, and your girl know that. Anyway, I hope everybody has a blessed weekend, a great Friday. I hope you make an enormous amount of money, the type of money that'll retire you and your family and your entire bloodline so you can go out and live comfortably. Okay. Maybe you'll go outside and get some fresh air because you go look so fucking green in the face. That's right. I don't want to sign off because I'm looking at myself and I'm like, look at this greatness. Look at this. You got to think. Like, God, I got to say, man, you got to think like God. Before God sent me down here to live amongst you guys, he took his time. Before God sent me down, seriously, before God sent me down here, he took his time. He's like, let me make this perfect. Let me make this perfect. Let me make him perfect. Because he will one day lead a nation that will lead all nations. I think that is it. I really do think, like, I'm having this epiphany right now. I really am. No, I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. I'm sitting here right now, I'm thinking to myself, there's a reason. Somebody on TikTok just said, on Judgment Day, you will answer to your master about your comments. What did I do? It's 2:01 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Guys, I really do love you. Shout out to the TikTok crew. I love the TikTok crew. I love the people that I've met on TikTok. It is growing. We are going to grow it. 2026, we're going to have one of the biggest channels, but it's going to be for the right reasons so we can all talk, so we can all make money together, and we can all talk politics because I'm about politics, baby. So shout out to the TikTok fam. Shout out to the X/Twitter fam too. Okay. One day I won't be so suppressed. One day, Nick, the head of product, will allow people who don't necessarily tweet about Solana every 5 minutes to have a voice here. On that note, I'm out. What the hell? On that note, I'm out. I don't know. I read the chat for a second. I was like, what the fuck's happening in the chat? All right, on that note.